Good morning, students. The last class I have told you about the Python's different types of tokens. Today also I want to continue with the same topic. The last class I have discussed regarding the two tokens, which was the uh, keywords and the identifiers, and the naming rules of identifiers I had discussed, which was very important topic I told in the last class. So now today I will proceed with the same topic, which is different types of tokens, and the third token we will see here as the literals. Literals is also known as values. So the literals are what? Actually the literals are also called the constant values, whose value never change, or you can say the fixed value. In programming, when we store or assign a value into a variable, then assigned value is called literal. Here one or two word is new for you: assign and variable. So it is nothing. Assign means to store the value, and variable means a memory location. I will come to this very point after completing the discussion of this. So till now you just remember the thing as literals are also known as constant value or fixed value, and in the programming, when we store or assign any value into a variable, then what value you will assign, that value is known as literal. As you can see in the example, x equal to 10. X equal to 10, here 10 is literal. What? 10 is the fixed value. The value of 10 will never change. This is the fixed value. So 10 is known as the literal. So there are several types of literal available in the programming languages, and in Python also you will see the several types of literals or constant. Literals is also known as the constant value. So the first literal is here as the string literal. String literal is what? When string means the collection of, or you can say the set of characters. So whenever the set of characters are written, that means it is a string literal. But one thing is very important in programming, that the string literal must be provided within these double quotes or in single quotes. In Python, double quotes as well as single quotes both can be used. So string literal are these set of characters enclosed under the double quotes. So here hello is written. Hello is the set of characters, and this is enclosed under the quotes. And here x equal to hello, what does it mean? X is the name of the variable and hello is the literal. Which type of literal it is? Hello is the string literal, or you can say hello is a string constant. The second literal is integer literal. Integer literal is a, for example, a equal to 34. So here 34 is the number. Okay, number is known as the integer here. So here you can say 34 is the integer literal, or it is an integer constant. So next type of literal is the float literal. Float is a value. It is also a numeric value, but when the number is written in the form of decimal one, then it is known as float literal. For example, 9.8. This 9.8 is a float number. Decimal number here known as the float one. In programming context, you will tell the decimal number as a float one. Okay, float or double can be known. The decimal number can be known as the float value or the double value. So third type of literal is float. Next is Boolean literal. Boolean means the value which contains true as well as the false. Only two value, 1 and 2. Only two value will be assigned for a Boolean literal. So here I have assigned b equal to true. So here true is a Boolean literal. And in float literal, 9.8 is a float literal. True is a Boolean literal. If false will be written, that also can be a Boolean literal. Okay. Next one is the special literal called none. None. None is also a literal. If you want to assign the none, you will assign s equal to none. None means no value, empty value, you can say like that. So these were the different types of literal. First was the string literal, second is integer, third is float, fourth is boolean, and fifth is the special literal, which is known as the none. None is the one of the literal. So literal is nothing but it is a fixed value whose value will never change throughout the program. Next token is operators. First we had seen keywords. Second was identifier. Third just now I have discussed, which is literal, and fourth one is operators. So operators compute a result based on the value of their operands. Variables and objects to which the computation is applied are called operands. So an operators requires some operands to work on. You have already this is a very common thing whichever I am discussing here. It is a technical term that you should know, that operators, identifiers, keywords, etc. But it is a very simple thing. When you will write the expression a plus b, so plus is what? The operator. So what will do by this plus operator? Yes, the value will gets added and the result will be sum. So here that plus operator, minus operator, multiplication, division, exponent, floor division, then and, or, greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to, not equal to, in, not, etc. as known as what? Operators of Pythons. Okay, so operators compute a result. When you will use this very operator, then it will compute the result based on the value of based on the value. Afterwards, the value which you will use, for example, you have used 3 and then plus and then 4, then 3 plus 4 will 3 and 4 will be known as the variables or the objects. Okay, so variable and object to which the computation is applied are called operands, and this 3 and 4 will be known as operands. So don't confuse that what is operator and what is operand. Operator computes a result based on the value of their operands. Operands, if you will take the example 3 plus 4, then 3 and 4 are operands and plus is the operator. Okay, so this is the fourth token. I had discussed in the last class the 5 tokens, and these 5 tokens this is the fourth one. Fifth one is the punctuators. Punctuators are symbols that are used in programming language to organize the sentence structure. When you will write the English sentence, when you will write the English language the sentence, you will end the sentence with full stop. So here also there are some punctuators that we will use, and which indicate the rhythm and emphasis of expressions or statements. For example, most common punctuators are this bracket opening closing, square bracket, curly bracket, colon, dot, at the rate, hash, comma, this single quotes, double quotes, etc. are known as punctuators. Okay, to organize the sentences in programming, to organize the expression, to organize the statements, we will use the punctuators. So these were the different types of tokens which should be known by you, and it is very important term regarding any of the programming language. And what is token? Do you remember what is token? Token is the smallest individual unit of a program. So when you will write this hashtag, only hashtag in program, this also will become one of the token. And what is the name of this token? This token is punctuators. If you will write division operator, then division is also a token. Which type of token it is? It is a operator. It is an operator. Okay, so nothing worry about it. What are the tokens? Whatever I have told just now, you need to copy it. Next we will see the another elementary concept, which is expression. Expression you have heard in maths also, that mathematical expression. Okay, so what expression means? So expressions are made up of operators and operands. It is a collection of operators as well as the operands. It is any legal combination of symbol that represents a value. Any combination of symbols, combination of operands, operator, okay, is termed as expression. What is the example? Simply you have if written 20, it is also an expression. 6.7, it is also an expression. A plus 5, a greater than 10. You will, when you will write this type of things in the system, then it is known as expression. It is a made of operators. So here a greater than b, which is operator? This greater than. Which is the operand? A as well as 10 is the operand. Okay. Next is the statement. What is statement? For 1 mark question, it is the important one. What is expression? How expression is different from a statement? What do you mean by statement? Give the example, etc. So a statement is an instruction that performs some task. When you will write one line in a program, which is the instructions to the, or you can say the command of the command when you will write, then that very command or instructions will perform some action. Some action will be performed by that very statement, and some action takes place. Then this is known as the statement. For example, you will write print welcome. If you have written these very things in the program, what will happen? Welcome will display. Print means to give the output onto the system, to give the output. So what will written under the bracket of the welcome, in the bracket of the print, that one will display. So this is one complete statement. If you will write somewhere a equal to 15, this is also an example of a statement. If you have written b, if b less than 6, if b less than 6, it is also an example. So these were the statement. Statement is what? The instruction that performs some task and some action can be taken place. Next we will see about the operators, which is very important. We had seen operators as a token, but here we will see the operators in details, whatever the operators are there in Python. So the symbol that trigger the operation or action on data are called operators. The symbol that only symbol, plus, minus, multiplication, division, that trigger the operation or action on data. Data is what? The operand, are called operators. The operations are represented by operators. Whichever operations are to be performed, that operations are represented by the operators which is used. For example, I have used the greater than operator. Then greater than perform what? It will compare the value. It will compare the two operand, that whether the two operands is greater than or not. So the operations are represented by operators, and the data, operator or object is known as data, on which operation is carried out are referred to as operands. So here the definition of operators as well as operands is written. The operations are represented by operators, and the data on which operation is carried out is known as operands. So Python comprises of the following types of operators. First one is arithmetic operator, second is relational operator, third is identity operator, fourth is logical operators. These are the operators. Fifth one is membership operator, arithmetic operator, relational operator, identity operator, logical operator, membership operator. This all operator we need to see in details how it performs and what is the way how it we will write in the program. So next we will see, first we will see about the arithmetic operators. Which operator is known as arithmetic operator and what is the function of the arithmetic operators. So to perform the arithmetic task, arithmetic operators are used. Which type of task is known as arithmetic task? Addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, these all are known as the arithmetic task. And for the operator which we will use it is known as arithmetic operators. These operators are binary operator. Yes, this is the very important term, binary operator. Which operator is known as binary operator? all the arithmetic operators are binary operators. So you should know what is the binary operator. So binary operator which require two values or two operands to calculate the answer. If you want to find the multiply of the number, then you need two number, okay, and that two number is the operands of the operator multiply, and multiply here it is known as binary operator. Why? Because it requires two value for to perform its task. So all the arithmetic operator plus, minus, multiplication, division are binary operator. Bi means two, so it requires two operands for its execution. For example, addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, floor division, remainder, exponentiation. One by one we will see with the help of example, but not now. Let me first finish what is the binary operator, arithmetic operator, then we will go into details of these very operators. So apart from these binary operator, there are two unary arithmetic operators. Arithmetic operators are not only the binary operator, but there are two operators which are known as unary operators. Unary means one, so it requires one operand for its execution. So binary operators and unary operators. What is the difference between unary and binary? Give the example. This may be one of the question. So apart from the binary operator, two unary operators are there, and unary is what? Which require one operand for its function, for its operation. If it requires one operand, then it is known as unary operator. And what are these two unary operators? They are unary plus and unary minus. So this plus when requires only one operand, then it is known as unary plus. This minus operator, if it requires only one operand, then it is known as unary minus. So one by one we will see the example. So unary plus, the operator unary plus precedes an operand. Whenever this plus operator you will see before the operand, then it is known as unary plus. It precedes an operand. Operand skip. This will be for the operands when you will put, then it is known as unary plus. For example, if the value of x is 10, value of x is 10, then plus x means 10. What is the meaning of plus x? The value of x is 10, then plus x result will be 10. If the value of x is 0, then plus x means 0. If the value of x is minus 10, then plus x means minus 10. This you have used in mathematics, so no worry about it. Then the same way unary minus. The operator unary minus precedes an operands. Before the operands when you will put, then it is known as unary minus. So here x is the operand and before that only you have put, so it is unary minus. So if the value of x is 10, then minus x means minus 10. Value of x is 0, minus x means 0. If x value is minus 10, then minus x means 10. Because minus 10 is the value, so minus 10. What is minus x means? Minus x is minus 10 will return you 10. Okay. So these are the two unary operator. Two unary arithmetic operator. Two unary arithmetic operator, unary plus, unary minus. Now we will see in details about the binary operators. So bi means two, as I have told earlier. Operators that act upon two operands are referred as binary operators, which require two operands for its execution, then it is known as binary operators. Plus, first is addition operator. What is the purpose of addition operator? This operator add the value of its operand and result is the sum of the values of its operand. This is very simple, that you have already knowing about what is the purpose of plus, minus, multiplication, division. So how it will be used, that you need to know about it. For example, if you have written 34 plus x, so it requires two operand. Which requires? This plus operator addition requires two operand. One operand is 34, another operand is 6. So it results 40. 34 plus 6, a plus 5. If you have written a plus 5, so value of a should be known to you. So value of a is if 2, then 2 plus 5 results into 7. X plus y. In this case, x as well as y value should be there before the performance. So value of x is 10, y is 10, so it becomes 20. So here x and y are operand, a and 5 is operand, 34 and 6 are operand, and because two operands are required, a is the first operand, 5 is the second operand. That is why it is known as binary operator. X is the first operand, y is the second operand, so it is the binary operator. Okay. Second is the subtraction operator. This operator subtracts the second operand from the first. For example, 20 minus 3 evaluates to 7. It is also a binary operator. Two operand 20 and 3 results into 17. A minus 5, the value of a is 12. So 12 minus 5, 7. X minus 3, x value is minus 2. So minus 2 minus 3 evaluates to minus 5. Multiplication operator, here the symbol that you will use it as the asterisk ones, not the multiplication symbol is used over here is the asterisk one, not the cross one. So this operator multiplies the values of its operand. What the operands you will use in the statement, that operands will get multiplied. So example is 3 into 6. 3 is the first operand, 6 is the second operand. So 3 into 6 evaluates to 18. A into 5, a is 2, so 2 into 5 is 10. X into y, x is 10, y is 2, so 10 into 2 is 20. B into 2, b is minus 4, so minus 4 into 2 is minus 8. Which symbol I have used here as asterisk symbol. Next is the division operator. Division operator divides its operand by the second operand, divide its first argument by the second operand, and always return the result as a float value. This is very important here. Why I have written float here? Because in Python there are two operators for the division. One is the single symbol, this forward slash, and another division operator is twice forward slash. I will come to that very point. First of all, here division operator results the value as a float. Float means the decimal value will be returned by the division operator. How it will return the division value? Just see the example. 18 by 3 evaluates to 6.0. Float value 6.0. It will not return only 6. If it will return 6, then it will be the integer value. Integer value is the value which does not contain decimal point, and float is a value which contains decimal point. So 18 divided by 3 evaluates to 6, but it will return 6.0. 100 divided by 32 evaluates to 3.125. 13.5 and 1.5 evaluates to 9.0. In the case of float, it will return float only. In the case of integer value, it will return the float one. So this is about the division operator. Next operator is the floor division, what I was talking about. Two division operators are there in Python. One we had seen just now as a division operator, single slash, or you can say the single forward slash, and here it is known as another operator for division is the floor division. This is the another division operator in which only the whole part of the result is given in the output and the fractional part is truncated. Fractional part means after the decimal, whichever number you will be there, that is known as the fractional part. So fractional part will be truncated or deducted on only the whole number. For example, if the result is 2.5, then it will result only 2. 0.5 is the fractional part, so it will be truncated. So floor division also divide the first operand by its second operand, and the output will be the integer part only, you can say like that. But in the division operator, the result will be in the form of float value, but in floor division the result will be the integer value. Fractional part will be truncated. As you can see in the example, a is equal to 12.7 and b equal to 4. Then a floor division b evaluates to 3.0. And the division operator returns 3.175. So when you will actually divide this value, you will be getting the result as 3.175. But division, this floor division will return only 3.0. This fractional part after the decimal, whatever value is written, that will be truncated. Clear? Next is the modulus operator. This is also the new for you. So this operator produces the remainder value. This operator produces the remainder of dividing the first operand by the second operand. In this also you will divide the first operand by the second operand, but the results will be remainder. In both the cases, floor division as well as the simple division, the quotient will be written. But in the case of modulus operator, you will get the remainder value. As you can see here, 19 modulus 3 evaluates to 1. Since 3 goes into 19 6 times with remainder 1. 3 6 ja 18. So how many remainder you will be getting? 1. So when you will use 19 modulus 3, it will evaluates to 1 remainder, because the remainder you will be getting as 1. Okay. And the last binary operator here is also new for you, which is available in Python. It was not available in C, C++, Java. It is available in Python, and which is exponentiation operator. Actually, it is the power operator. You can also say like that. This operator performs exponentiation or for power calculation. That means it returns the result of a number raised to a power. Okay. For example, a double asterisk b or a exponentiation b. And if a value is 4, b value is 3, it means 4 to the power 3 will evaluates to 64. 4 to the power 3 will evaluates to 64. Clear? So these were the binary operators. So how many binary operators we had seen in arithmetic operator? 7. Okay. And altogether you can say arithmetic operators are 7, 8, 9. 2 more are there, na, unary plus and unary minus, where unary plus unary minus is the unary operator, and this 7th starting from addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, floor division, modulus and exponentiation operators are the binary operator. Okay. So whatever I have told, all the things you need to write in the copy, and especially the operators, which is the very important topic. Okay. And in that operators, arithmetic operator, floor division, division and remainder, you have to differentiate between these three, as well as what is the purpose of exponentiation operator. This is very important. Okay. Next class we will move to the rest of the topic of the Python, which is the elementary concept of the Python, the basic concept of the Python. Till then you revise the things whatever I have told in the video, and we will meet you in the next video. Till then, bye.